Hello, Bigfoot enthusiasts. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic goddess, chief cook, and doggy mama in the paddy wagon. And sadly, without any coffee this moment.
Aha. It literally just finished. I mean, like a second ago.
While the little live thing was going.
Yeah. Within the last 30 seconds.
That's not enough. Stop.
Okay, folks. Oh, it's been a whirlwind.
It's been a wackadoodle day, which we will probably never tell you about, but we just might.
Yeah, no, we weren't going to go live tonight, but we did because some of our travel stuff had already changed on us, and we'll get into that after the intro. Alrighty, so we are coming to you from where?
Gallup, New Mexico.
Gallup, New Mexico.
For those of you who are watching our shorts and seeing our posts going, hey, when are you going to go squatching? Do you know how many miles it is from Central Oregon to Southern New Mexico?
Yeah. It's a drive.
So that's what we're doing now. We're driving. We're trying to enjoy it. There are things that are taxing our ability to enjoy it.
Yes.
New Mexico roads.
New Mexico roads is one of them. OMG.
Holy crap. Look at all the people.
So let's say hi to Jim Hackman and Michelle and Lockbeard.
Angel.
Uncle Bone. Scott. My buddy Scott. Let's
Don Fuller. Ben. All
the usual suspects. So, well, welcome everyone. We weren't going to go live because we were going to be in Chaco Canyon today, but
we got to, so here's what happened. We got to Bluff, Utah.
Yes.
We got to Bluff, Sand Island Campground. Look that place up. And within about 5 minutes of being at Sand Island Campground, we looked at each other and said, we want to spend a few days here.
Yeah, so that was one change. So we were boondocking, which we hadn't planned to do, so we didn't really have everything set up to go boondocking for that long, but we survived. No, not a problem. We were worried about water, but we made it through that. We
had water. We had tons of solar. Our battery charger and inverter decided it was going to work, which is, it's kind of a crapshoot whether it works or not.
Yeah.
And the nearest grocery store was 27 miles away. So we had to, stock up and hello, stop looking at the chat.
Okay. We had to stock up and
we had to stock up. So, but it was a beautiful, 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 beautiful place. Beautiful.
Yeah. And it was really one of the reasons we wanted to stop there is because right behind our campground was an entire huge, humongous wall of pictographs that I got to geek out about because that's kind of my thing.
He did geek out about it.
So, yeah, we got to spend some time there and do some pictograph reading.
Guess what's really interesting about that county? That is the San Juan County, and the campground was right on the San Juan River. And what's really interesting about San Juan County is that, much like that funny county in Alabama, it's dry.
Yeah.
It is dry.
So in case you didn't know this, there's parts of, well, in the South, there's like dry counties because there's dry counties, but
they're relics of the Prohibition.
Yeah, relics. But where we were at was part of the Ute Indian Reservation, and there are dry reservations, and there's a reason they do that is because in case you didn't know this, the Native Americans have a genetic allergy through their genetics to alcohol. So they get I don't know.
They
I
go
don't know.
from 0 to drop over dead drunk
And crazy fast.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, like, the Yakima Indian Reservation is dry. The Ute. I'm not sure about the Navajo. We're on the Navajo. We drove through the Navajo Reservation all day today. So
hey, Scott Dunbar from Maine, I got to tell you, in my experience in southern Utah, I have found rocks to rival that of Maine.
Yeah.
I thought the Maine rocks were unlike anything I'd ever see until I got to southern Utah. And I was like, oh, yeah, pretty awesome. So
yeah, so I got to hang out and look at some pictographs that told some stories on the walls. That was really cool. I really hate the graffiti that people's done on top of a lot of these things over the years. I mean, there was some graffiti from 1963 on some of this stuff because they dated it. But and then there was a lot of the pictographs that were on this wall that were copied. Like somebody was trying to add to the story later. But if you watch my shorts, there's a short I did on them, and it said that, and I pointed out the difference. You can fake the rock art, but you can't fake the patina, so you can't age it. So when you see the rock art, there's fresher stuff than older stuff. So the fresher stuff is usually, especially in petroglyphs, where they pack the rocks, not paint them. Pictographs are painted, petroglyphs are packed.
Yes.
So,
and we did learn something very interesting. We talked to quite a few Utes and Navajos, and no one was particularly forthcoming about Bigfoot legends. They'd look at us like, say, he's been seen around.
Yeah.
And that's about as far as they would go.
Yeah, we got a couple of those today. I asked, we stopped at Four Corners, and if you want to see Hannah standing
downward facing dog
in 4 states. So
yoga in 4 states at once. It was fantastic.
Yeah, that's on our Facebook page, Squatch America Facebook page. But so at the Four Corners, it's on the reservation, so it's all native run, and they have tons of little stalls with native people selling things. So we stopped by quite a few of them, and some of them had like Bigfoot shirts and stuff in their stalls. And
but when we'd asked about them, they would go, yeah, we've heard about Bigfoot. And they just were not going to.
They were not going to talk about it. Nope. In fact, one gal gave me the typical, there's a white guy tourist thing. Oh yeah, he's here. He sits over there. I can't prove it on the bush, but yeah. I'm like, okay. Gotcha. All right.
That is a talk to the hand.
Yeah, that was a talk to the hand, or I'm going to tell you a story that you probably, I'm going to mess with you kind of thing. So, which was fun.
Yep. You got a new bauble from one of those stalls. Are you wearing it?
No, I didn't.
You should be wearing it. Shame on you.
Yeah.
He said, now I've only heard this twice in my life. Hey, honey, there's a necklace over there that I would wear. And because I'm all about the bling, today I am sporting probably $500 worth of raw turquoise from Chaco Canyon that Scott brought home to me years and years ago. Yeah. But he picked himself up a necklace, which he better wear.
Yeah, it's just an
arrowhead.
An arrowhead made by the Navajo.
So put that bad boy on. Do your thing. Okay. It'll blend right in with your camo.
Yeah, that's it. So, there we go.
Anyway, Scott's now wearing a necklace.
Yay. So it's good to have a handy extra arrowhead in case, when you're in the woods.
So did all of you survive the emergency broadcast signal earlier today? Any of you acting like zombies?
I know. That was a bummer. So what was that you saw the day I survived?
I survived Y2K and apparently October 4th.
Yeah. So dang it. You can put that on your list.
They keep promising us a full-blown apocalypse and nothing ever actually happened.
And the end of the Mayan calendar,
That was nothing.
That was the most disappointing apocalypse ever. Okay.
Yeah. I would say 2020 was pretty damn disappointing, but it came really close, though. It was close. All right. What are we talking about today?
What we're talking about tonight is something that I share. If you come to the festivals and stuff, when I'm up on stage and talking, I don't remember. I probably did. If I did, live with it, because there's new people here. I want to talk about Native American culture because I just been bombarded with it for the last week. And as all you guys know, and if you're new to the channel, we've just got a whole bunch of new people in the last week. In case you don't know, I'm a Native American cultural anthropologist. I can't say it, but I am one. So I want to talk about pictographs, Bigfoot pictographs. And I may have seen one this week on one of these pictograph panels we were studying. But so let's
say hi to Gordon. Hi, Gordon.
Hi, Gordon.
And
Donna.
And Donna.
If we missed you, Lockbeard, did I miss Lockbeard? Raptor.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. And wake up. That's somebody's name.
Yes.
So what I'm going to talk about is pictographs and petroglyphs and stuff. So these are some photos that I took when I was actually on an archaeological dig in Chaco Canyon, New Mexico, where we were going to be today, but we decided to bypass it because, I spent 2 years there. So, and maybe we'll catch it on the way back. And I just wanted to show Hannah, but I showed her pictographs anyway this weekend. So, but
I hiked up to the pictographs wearing sandals. He about kicked me over that one.
Yeah. So anyway, I know she's hiking in sandals in the desert in southern Utah. Obviously, she doesn't understand scorpions and rattlesnakes.
Did not see or hear any of them. Didn't he? I saw one beetle the whole time we were there, and I'm the one out there with the dog mucking around in the tall grasses. One beetle the whole week.
Yeah, that was it.
I let him go on his merry way.
So here's some photos of some of the stuff. That little pieces of turquoise you see in my hand there.
One of them is around my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anywho, so this is actually a pictograph that I did a paper on. That when I turned it into the university while we were down there on the dig thing, the professor actually turned it into my paper to the Smithsonian, and they accepted it. So actually there's a paper about this pictograph that I wrote with my professor's name on it in
the
Smithsonian. So, but this symbol right here is actually a pyramid. So why are there pyramids in New Mexico?
And I have a question. What is the difference between the South American and Central American pyramids and the Egyptian pyramids? There is a striking but often overlooked difference between those two.
Oh yeah, there is. And another thing too, a lot of people don't understand is in these pictographs, you can't just learn some of them and think, well, this symbol is what I wanted. I'm going to jump to this next one here. Okay. So you can't look at, like, say, where's my laser pointer?
That's your pen.
I cannot click.
You have got a horrible mouse as well.
My mouse is going really fast tonight. I must have got it. So you can't look at this story and look at these symbols and say, okay, this is this story, but is this, what pictograph set is this? Is it Puebloan? Is it Fremont? Is it Sahelish? Because every language And every tribe has different pictographs, and some of them look the same, but they mean different things.
Sort of like the difference between American and Canadian and English.
Yeah. You might see the same letters, but they don't mean the same
or
thing.
the difference between all of the Western languages. They all use the Arabic alphabet, but they combine them into different words that mean different things.
Right. So in the area we were in Utah, it was the Fremont style of writing. So that's the symbols you have to go by. We saw a beautiful story about, this is a place, it was saying this is a place where we rested after a long flight. In other words, a lot of people,
an urgent journey,
like
we had to leave.
We had to leave. We were being attacked or whatever. So we fled to this place, and this place was healing. They had a healing feather on it, and we were able to build kivas. We were able to dance around the fire. There's a whole story about there, and we were able to plant and harvest. And it was a healing place for us. So that pictograph where we were camped at in that little valley there was a healing, nurturing, happy place for whatever tribe was going through there at that time. And then, I mean, like, some of these are about 2,000 years old. So, yeah, so this happened a long time ago. All right. So let's get into some of the Bigfoot pictographs that I've found. So this one here, and we've talked about this. We found this in Richland, Oregon, just outside of Richland, Oregon, in 2022. Now, where this is located is on this kind of line where the Nez Perce and Cayuse cross paths a lot. So we're not sure which tribe did this in ancient times, but it came with different symbols. So let's highlight those here. So there's 3 symbols on this rock. This middle symbol is a directional symbol. That means go up, go around the valley, and then go through. Do not go through the middle. Avoid this valley because of,
take the hard way around.
Because of this symbol here. This is a stick man. The natives never even talk about them, actually. But if this is on a rock, it means bad things.
We have a question in the chat from Pyro.
Okay.
Actually, from Raptor first. Go back. No, go back in your slides. Go back in your slides.
Okay.
Because not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. That one.
Okay.
So the one with the pointer on it, where did you have your pointer on this? Up there. It looks like they were telling the story of hunting and sharing the land with something else. Might be Bigfoot, or they might mean another tribe.
Right. So this symbol here, a lot of people confuse it with Bigfoot. But this is not Bigfoot.
It's jackalope.
No, it's not a jackalope either. In the Native American times, especially in this area here, because this would be in the Navajo area, in Navajo language. In fact, Hannah just got this explained to her today by a Navajo, but I'm going to explain it to her again. Do you remember the story? When a man...
yes, I do remember.
When a young man goes through puberty...
As soon as his voice changes.
As soon as his voice changes, that's the marker. His voice changes. They dress him up like an animal. They do a 4-day sweat with him, and they send him out into the forest, and he's not supposed to come back until he has killed an animal and brought it back to the camp. This is to make him ready to be able to provide for a family someday.
Yeah.
So when you see that this symbol here, this is a symbol of a young man on his first hunt. All right. But that's definitely a Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's definitely a Bigfoot. And so are those flippers down at the bottom. And then Pyro said, is the rock blackened with fire, then chipped out or painted?
It is not blackened with fire first. what it is the rocks are, it's just patina because you're in the desert Southwest and it gets hot every day. It's baked. It's basically, and it's sandstone. So when you bake pottery, it gets dark and shiny.
Here's a
This
thought.
clay basically is what it is.
Do you ever see petroglyphs and pictographs in non-desert areas?
Yeah.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah.
Because Richland is a desert.
Right.
Richland, Oregon is a desert.
Right. So this here is actually, these aren't petroglyphs. These are pictographs. These are painted on with red ochre.
Pictographs are pecked.
All right. So there's this famous Bigfoot pictograph that's in Central California, but I wanted to point out the fact that it has these symbols on it, which are stickmen, meaning danger. This is just another rendition of the same thing. Tall, skinny body, little legs, little arms. And this one actually has a menacing face on it, but it's not very clear because it's old. So if you look at the pictograph that we found in Richland, in this one in California, there is a Bigfoot type. They have these arms that are face down to show how wide and big they are. And then they have a long, super long body.
Very straight and very, very stocky.
Very straight, yeah. And then short legs. The reason they do that is to point out how long the arms are on the creature and how tall the body is and how tall it is. And they can be different sizes. So the one we found was actually, this one here is only 9 inches tall. So some of these pictographs are very hard to find. If you can walk right by them and never see them. And some of them aren't. Some of them are 8 feet tall, and it looks like a big painting on the side of a cathedral ceiling or something, or on top of a cathedral ceiling. Boy, I can't talk tonight. I am tired.
It's been I'll just say it's been a hell of a day.
Yeah.
Not the best travel day ever.
No. So.
Are you taking all the coffee?
Yes. So this is the one in California, and we're going to go over it really quick here. I'm watching the time. Okay, so.
He's got 182 more slides. Fair warning.
We're not doing all the slides. I have my 3 talks I do, and they're all on one slideshow. I just skipped to the next one. So this here, you got Bigfoot. You got Mama Bigfoot. You got baby Bigfoot with an afro because he's cool like that.
You have the ghost Bigfoot above Mama.
Right. And then if you look at the rest of the story here, you've got tribal members with a man down. And why the man is down, we don't know. Quite possibly because Bigfoot.
Which is why there would be stickmen in the area.
Yep. This symbol here is actually for a spring. This means water flowing out of the ground. And there's game, there's deer near there, and they found these big footprints by the spring. This symbol here is a
actually, yeah,
is a. I want to say it's a spirit Bigfoot, because you got kind of the Bigfoot shape to it, but this is a spirit being.
So one of the theories behind this is that the Bigfoot killed the member of the hunting party because the 2 guys with the atlatls.
We're not there yet.
You're not there yet. Am I stealing your thunder?
Yes, you just stole. Hannah ruins everything.
Well, you're babbling.
No, I'm not. This symbol looks like half of a frog god's, but I'm not sure because we don't know if the whole thing's there or not. The frog god is another spirit of battle, basically. And this symbol here means Bigfoot drives a Mercedes. I have no idea what that symbol means.
Maybe they had windmills back then too.
Yeah. Maybe the tribes were fighting windmills.
Don Quixote.
Yeah. But what's really interesting, and what I don't think anybody's ever picked up on this, and this is something I talk about in my talk, and I've never heard anybody else talk about it.
Even other cultural anthropologists,
like Kathy Strain, didn't even think about
analyzed this whole picture.
Yeah, and she didn't even think about this. But this here, these symbols are very, very important. Because do you know what these are? These are...
Oh, drum roll.
I should do our commercial break now. No, these are atlatls. So what an atlatl is this...
Where's that book with the atlatl figures in it?
I don't know. It's a spear chucking device that they used to throw spears. It lengthens your arms and gives you a longer throwing...
gives you more thrust.
More thrust, and you can throw further, harder. You can throw your spear further and harder. What's interesting about these things being atlatls is the tribe in this area, which would be the Yakut, or quite possibly the Miwok. I'm not sure back in that day.
Central California.
Central California. Is that they quit using atlatls roughly 3,000 years ago. The Europeans quit using them about 10,000 years ago, but over here on this continent, they quit using them between 250, 3. So a rough estimate is 3,000. I'm going to be conservative and say 2,000 years ago. So if you think about it, this pictograph has atlatls on it. So does that make this 2,000 years old?
Or older.
Or older. You might possibly be looking at the oldest photograph of Bigfoot in history.
So with that, now tell us about the story.
The story.
The story. The story of this. Okay, so yeah, he gets all excited. Ooh, there are atlatls. This is what that means. But I'm looking at the story. This is a reasonable story. So you've got a dangerous area. Don't go here. We know people who went here. They didn't know what that creature was, so they killed it, the baby Bigfoot, and then Daddy Bigfoot came on and killed one of their members, and that's why you see all the Bigfoot pictures here crying. So this is a very sad picture.
It's a very sad story.
And it could even indicate they're all there together because they're fighting over hunting grounds, because you see the mountain goat or whatever, the antelope there by the water. So they all came by the water and got into this fracas with each other. And perhaps that's why the Miwok tribe says they're cannibals.
Well, this would be...
They're the southern Miwoks.
Yeah, the southern Miwoks.
Northern Miwoks kind of like the guy.
Right.
So that's what I'm into, is the story. Let's look at the story. Here's the story. You have a very sad, tragic event here.
So if we take these pictographs that are found all over and try to date them. Now this one here, I'm not sure about.
That's a Bigfoot gray hybrid. Aliens.
Yeah.
We are headed to Roswell sometime in the near future.
Yeah, we are in just a couple of weeks, actually. But anyway,
there's take a day off of Bigfooting and go alien hunting instead.
Yeah. So this has got the downward arms. It's got the big feet. The legs aren't as short and the body's not as long. So that tell me, but it does have this huge brow ridge, this small nose, big flat mouth. It
looks like a gray. Come on, honestly. Look at those eyeballs.
So we got Bigfoot, and a gray. Yeah.
Like I said, Bigfoot gray hybrid. Why not?
Moving right along. So
do we want to do our commercial now?
Yeah, let's do that. Go on before I strangled my wife. Did I say that out loud?
You said that out loud.
Oh.
As we travel and search for Bigfoot, we use a lot of equipment that uses the internet to operate. Also, in our town hall meetings and live streams, we need a reliable connection. We use Nomad Internet. There's a link and discount code below, so join us and have internet access on the go.
Oh, yes. Hannah, and today has been nothing but
emotional damage.
And play the next one.
This one.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here.
Okay.
This has been a day for the record books.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go back to the pretty pictures.
The pretty pictures. This is the pretty picture. Now, this one is actually in Southern Oregon, which is actually in the Paiute Nation area. And these are historic places, by the way. I'm not saying this is where the reservations are now. I'm talking about where the tribes were. So, Don Fuller says, can you pick me up some jerky?
Some alien jerky. Is that jerky made by aliens or out of aliens?
There's the question. So
either way, I'm not putting that in my mouth.
Anyway, so we so to talk about this pictograph is very, very interesting, but I have to start out with the graffiti. Now you see this? This is graffiti. This is something added to this story that wasn't there before.
And how can you tell the difference?
How can I tell the difference? Because if you look closely at it, this symbol here is scratched on. And you look at the symbol next to it, it's pecked in. So the natives back in the time had all the time in the world. And
because they didn't pay attention to time.
Because time didn't matter. So they would take the time to take a pointy rock and peck at the rock to make a picture out of a million little dots. And when you're in a hurry, you just scrape the rock with whatever you got.
Probably a pocket knife.
Probably a pocket knife. So this one is scratched. This one is pecked. And plus, if you look above it, there's English letters.
And that semicircle is pecked.
Yeah, and that semicircle is pecked, which is a horizon symbol.
So ignore the graffiti.
So ignore the graffiti, which I still haven't figured out what that says.
So funny how it's easier to read, millennium old pictographs versus some idiot who can hardly write.
Right. So we're going to take a look at the rest of this. This is the part that's real, for real. So I want to start out with a couple really cool symbols on this. I'm not going to go into the whole story here because it's forever, but
this birthday cake looking like thing is not a birthday cake.
Nope, that is a bear paw, bear footprint, bear thing. So in an upcoming episode of our Footprint Friday videos, we're going to show you where Scott Goble and I found lots of bear prints, and I'm going to explain the difference between the bears and the Bigfoot.
Say hi to Lori.
Hi, Lori.
There you go. What if it was to show an alien being whose body was different than their? See, I don't know what you're responding to.
I know he's talking about that scratched one.
Huh.
All right. So this one here is a bear paw. What's the other one? I was just buffering. And okay. And they know what a bear looks like because they drew a picture of the bear on this story. The bear here is actually, these are all game animals. And a lot of people say these are deer. They got long horns. These ones got curvy horns, so they're mountain goats. Could be, but mainly the symbol means
Wildlife.
wild deer, goats,
Venison food.
elk. It means venison type food. Ungulates, as they say. All right.
And then there's the bear who eats
And
all
then the
them.
bear who's eating all those. So they found this footprint of a big bear. In fact, they have 2 bears on this
So
symbol.
there are lots of bears.
There's lots of bears in this area.
Now, how do we know that's a bear print and not a Bigfoot print? How do we know that's a bear print, not a Bigfoot print?
Because there's another symbol right here that's totally different from the bear print.
Yep.
It looks like it has 5 toes, and it's big wide, and it's flat.
It's even got a line through the middle of it.
Yep.
Boy, they knew what those Bigfoot prints were all about.
Yep. They know the difference between bear prints and Bigfoot prints.
And human prints and Bigfoot prints.
And they also know what the Bigfoot looks like because they got the Bigfoot print with the Bigfoot drawing on this.
Basically said this is where Bigfoot crossed the river.
Uh-huh. So when you see these squiggly lines, those are rivers, by the way. That's a symbol for river. There's 2 rivers that come together here. They found prints along this river. They saw Bigfoot hunting deer on this river here. And we don't know the rest of the story because the rock broke apart.
This is why you take care of your books, ladies and gentlemen, because 2,000 years from now, someone is going to want to know how Harry Potter ends.
Exactly.
Okay. So.
All right. So, there we go.
Lori, we are talking about petroglyphs and pictographs.
Could that be a bear double print? Not in stone.
Lori, all over the place. We're just kind of covering petroglyphs and, kind of the art of petroglyphs and pictograph deciphering and what different Bigfoot images look like in different areas.
Yeah, so this one here, in case you want to know, this is in
Richland,
in northeastern Oregon. This is in central California. This is in central southern Oregon. This one here is actually in New Mexico.
Which is where we are right now.
Which is where we are right now.
And if anyone from New Mexico is listening, please tell your government to direct some tax dollars toward the roads.
Holy crud, yes.
Oh, honestly, when we got in here, after we finally got parked, and it's like, I've never been so glad to get out of the truck. We came in here, and it's like, I am so amazed that anything in here is even still standing. As everything hasn't just fallen apart in here, because that was the worst trip of our lives.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because when we were driving, we were leaving Utah, and
beautiful roads.
You could see, beautiful roads. You could see the state line where the road goes from this beautiful paved road to this potholes, and a different color and horrible. It was like, there's the line. Hang on. Yeah. So
you're going to be in New Mexico for another week and a half. Whew.
Or 2.
2, something like that.
Close to 2. So tomorrow we go to that place. Yeah, and then the day after that,
outside of Albuquerque.
Yeah, and then we're going to be. Yeah, we didn't want to go through Albuquerque because I hate big towns. 1 and 2,
it's the balloon festival.
And the balloon festival is this weekend, so there's actually no place to stay anywhere.
We're lucky we have a night tomorrow night.
Yeah. So, and then we're going down to Alamogordo, and
we'll be there on Sunday.
I think so.
Saturday.
Day after tomorrow.
Day after tomorrow is Friday. Friday.
So. And we're going to be there for a week, and we're going to be out squatching with Jesus, and maybe we'll prompt him to come on with us next Wednesday. Ooh.
He can sit in this chair.
Yeah, or you can do it outside. So since we have those fancy mics again.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Do you so Don has a comment there, possible misidentified like they are today. What do you think? Do you think that thousands of years ago people were looking at big footprints going, what is that?
Oh, like, is this a double scent bear print?
Yeah.
It's highly unlikely, because there's a difference between these people 2,000 years ago and us. One, they didn't have TV. They didn't have distractions. They didn't have.
They didn't have refined wheat and processed sugar rotting their brains.
Right. And what they did have was all day in the woods.
And they had a much higher natural intelligence than we do.
Yeah. So they
knew what they were looking at out there.
So they this was their life. I mean, they were taught from little people to track and to pay attention to the nature around them. Let me go back to a slide. I'll show you something that's really amazing.
By the way, Pyro says those aren't potholes. Those are left over from them using directed energy weapons at the cars. Probably.
That gets my thumbs up.
Hey, he needs an award for that. Where's the thing for?
Where's the thing for what?
You're on the wrong.
Like this one?
No. There, new shit.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm blathering about. I've got information, man. New shit has come to light.
Yeah, that's it.
You got the Big Lebowski award.
Yeah. So let's see. Where was that picture I wanted to talk about? Oh, yeah, this one here. So take a look at this puppy right here. This symbol right here. This symbol is in Chaco Canyon, New Mexico. I wonder if I can. Ooh, I'm going to try something crazy here.
Oh no, he's trying stuff. Okay.
I hate drawing things with mouses. Okay.
Mice.
Mice. A mouse. Anyway, so this symbol right here is something really kind of cool. You want to talk about how well these people observed nature and stuff around them, is the fact that this symbol right here is in Chaco Canyon, New Mexico. It is 20 feet underneath an outcropping. So there's this rock that sticks out. It's 20 feet to the ground. This is like the ceiling. This is painted on the ceiling underneath. That's 20 feet in the air. And they had to climb ladders to get up there to do that. But what was really, really interesting is this here. This is not a handprint. A lot of people believe that, okay, I don't know why they trace their hands. Native Americans point with they don't point with one finger, they point with their hand. So this is a direction. I'm pointing that way.
So when they say how, they're saying, how dare you come this way? Go way.
Back. Yeah. So that's a directional signal. So that's pointing this direction. This here is a moon phase.
That is called the sickle moon.
Mm-hmm.
Crescent moon.
Crescent moon. And this right here is a solar flare. So during the crescent moon, they saw a solar flare pointing this direction. Now, there's been scientists who have actually took measurements of this thing, drew a line from that hand symbol to a place in the sky, and then rolled the calendar back 2,000 years, and there was a solar flare pointing that direction during that time period. They documented a solar flare on a rock.
Yeah, I think
that actually happened 2,000 years ago.
I think the idea that the people then were primitive is our own arrogance, because there was nothing primitive about them.
Also in Chaco Canyon, there's a place called, oh gosh, it just went out of my head. Something Butte, but I gotta look it up. Anyway, Fajada Butte. Ha, I remembered. So could you type in Fajada Butte?
I don't know how to spell that. Oh, yeah, I can try. Oh, I was really close. Fajada Butte is a butte in Chaco culture.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Finish reading.
Is in Chaco Culture National Historical Park in northwest New Mexico. Fajada, so that's what it is. It's a butte.
It's a butte.
Okay.
But I'm wondering if I can. But on Fajada Butte,
Show them the picture.
I was going to try to get a picture up here. I don't know how we're going to do this.
Can't you just share your screen and show them your screen?
Oh, I could.
That would be easy.
So I got to go to settings. Nope.
This is the show that
never
ends. This goes on and on, my friends. All right, share that.
There we go. So this is Fajada Butte. But the interesting thing is on Fajada Butte, there's some stones that are lined up against a cave that allows light in that literally projects a calendar on the wall using the sun.
They weren't stupid.
I don't know if you can see that really well. No, I can't. I wonder if I can. It's not going to do
I
it.
have good news for you, hun.
What? There we go.
Yeah, your battery charger is working.
Okay, there we go.
Ancient astronomers, yes.
So, like I said, I spent 2 years here, so I remember all this stuff really well. So in Fajada Butte, they have, this is the sliver of light. Now, people aren't allowed to go up there anymore. It won't let me.
It's because you keep clicking away from it. How did we get from this to Fajada Butte?
I don't know. So that's the sliver of light that's on the calendar on the wall. So they knew what time of year it was. They knew when to plant. They knew when to do everything.
Well, their lives were governed by nature.
Yep.
So let's get back. Let's get back to the point, which is not Fajada Butte. However, it was, you know what, this is how they knew what they were looking at because they were trained to look at it. I mean, their lives, I like what he said, you know, they were extremely aware of their environment because if they weren't, they would die.
Exactly.
You know, and so their whole lives were dependent on them knowing what was going on in nature, and they recognized themselves as part of nature.
Right.
We have separated ourselves from nature, and look what we've done. Yep. We're brilliant people these days.
Yeah, we are. I was going to look up one last thing here.
What are you looking up?
Type in Puebloan pottery.
Puebloan pottery. Pottery. Pottery.
Pottery. There's a particular symbol I'm looking for on this.
So, yes, Donald, I am funny. Someone's got to be funny in this relationship because otherwise everything would just be misery and sadness. And
Oh, so what are you talking about?
I'm talking about you're negative Nelly and sad and serious. And it's like, he's Ricky, I'm Lucy. That's how it works in this relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, and someone's got to keep y'all entertained while he's looking for stuff that he never thought about talking about until he got into the middle of his 182 slide PowerPoint.
That's it.
So,
oh man.
Anyway.
Okay, I need you to type another
if
thing.
you don't go faster, I'm going to tell them the pinnacle of our day today. Do you want me to tell them that?
Oh, nope, that's not it.
I will tell them what happened to us this morning that set us up for a day of
type in
sorrow.
Anasazi pottery.
Anasazi. Did you know that the word Anasazi means the enemy?
Enemy? Yeah, in case you didn't know that.
It also is the name of a computer program I used to use, and that computer program was the enemy, and we all hated it.
Yeah, so especially don't use the word Anasazi around the Hopi or Navajo.
Because then they won't like you.
Mm-hmm.
So
just an FYI.
let's just say that we got more trailer repair to do. It's never ending.
Thank you, New Mexico roads.
Actually, it was Utah roads.
It was Utah roads, yeah. Well, it was Utah off-road.
Yeah. We discovered, guess what? Our rear landing gear is not off-road friendly.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
And it's no longer attached.
It's no longer attached. So, some people started squatching to find Bigfoot just because now they'll continue watching it forever. Some people started squatching it to find. Now they'll continue watching it forever just because it's.
Oh my gosh. How
Thank
hard
you.
is it to find a stupid pattern?
Okay, honey, guess what? We got 10 minutes left.
Okay, I'm almost there. I mean, it's
Are
got to
you
be right
really?
here.
Are you really? I don't believe you. Oh, we should have him call in.
I haven't got that.
I will say, you know what? I'll give you an update on the channel. We are up to almost 2,560 subscribers. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Keep liking, sharing. Those shorts are surprisingly effective on getting new viewers. So
if you're new here,
Welcome.
welcome.
yes, it is always as chaotic and disorganized, and that's just Squatch America for you.
No, it's not. It's we get on subjects that I didn't plan to talk about.
That's called squirrel.
Squirrel.
Gordon says you don't have to repair things unless you use them regularly. Here's the thing. I'll just talk to you. So, and this is how I think. In 2019, on a whim, we put our house on the market, not knowing what was coming just 6 months down the road. It was October. It was like August of 2019. We put our house on the market because we knew 7 years or 5 years from that time, we were going to want to go full-time Bigfooting and RVing. And since it took 3 years for the house we were living in to sell anyway, it had been on the market 3 years when we bought it. We figured, knowing the market in our area, we figured, we hiked up the price, extra 100,000 just for kicks and giggles, see what would happen. We figured it was going to take another 3 years to sell. It took 3 weeks. Right at the right time, someone who had a beautiful trailer, the exact year, make, and model that we wanted, had just put it up for sale on Facebook Marketplace, same time that our house sold. And at that time, I contacted him. We were the only people interested in it, and we worked out the deal. It had only been used 3 times and had less than 1,000 miles on it. So right at the right time, everything lined up. And then, of course, 2020 happened, and all of a sudden, our 5 years from now full-time plan became right now. So here's my theory. Gordon, you can tell me if you agree or disagree. My theory is right at the right time. Because I will be honest, the paddy wagon's getting a little long. She's looking a little long in the tooth. She's getting a little old. She's fallen apart in her old age, kind of like we are, but she's still pretty darn sturdy. She is a beautiful home for us, but just at the right time, the right new opportunity for paddy wagon number 2 is going to present itself to us, and we will have the means to go there. What do you think, Gordon? I trust the basic inherent goodness of life. Not always the basic inherent goodness of upright walking people, but the basic inherent goodness of life, I trust that implicitly. So anyway, hey Ray, good to see ya. Donald Fuller said lots of shorts, key for subs.
What?
Lots of shorts is the key for subs.
Is the key for subs. Okay. I've been doing it daily, just following the craziness.
I have no idea. Have you found your picture yet?
Yeah.
Finally. All right. There was my little diatribe. Here's what he wanted to show you. And you got 7 minutes left.
Okay. So this pottery is from, well, for lack of a better term, the ancient ones, or the Anasazi.
The enemy.
The enemy. From where we're at right now, basically, north.
There were the Navajo, the Hopi, and the Anasazi.
Northeastern New Mexico, which we believe the Anasazi was basically the Mayan and Aztec. But what's interesting, if you look at this pottery, and this is something we discovered when we were working on these digs there, that we were finding all these I mean, there's a billion pottery shards, because where Chaco Canyon was a ceremonial place. They'd go grind corn, put it in pottery, take it out in the desert, smash it as an offering. So some of these kivas, you can put 2,000 people in. They were having these huge ceremonies and things like that all the time. There was also a trading post where things were traded. But something we discovered about this pottery was the designs on them are star charts. I know you can look at them, that's just a bunch of lines and squiggles, but if you were to take that drawing, flatten it out, put it on a see-through piece of parchment and hold it up to the sky, you can line it up with the stars. So that's one of the things, that a lot of these are actual star charts. So just saying, they're a lot more intelligent than people give them credit for.
I was chatting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Okay, go back to my thing. Now you keep talking.
Okay.
Chat. Thank you.
I didn't do that. It didn't.
You did do that.
Okay, go.
Okay. Just talk.
All right, so we got 4 minutes. Ask me a question about Native American stuff. And if I don't know it, I'll tell you. I won't make it up. And there's that.
I think it's time to close out.
There's the dog. Oh, there's people walking behind us
There
here.
are people walking behind us.
Yeah, that's
They
interesting.
walked through our campsite. What is it with people walking through our campsite?
I don't know. It's a down south thing. So, folks, we thank you so much for this impromptu little share. Keep up with us. There is a video coming Friday. It's already locked and loaded, ready to go for our Footprint Fighties. So here's, in case you're new to the channel, this is what we do. Terrific Tuesdays. On Tuesday, we drop a video about travel. Whatever.
And yesterday's was very fun.
Yes.
You can see me fall down in the
Every
Colorado
Wednesday,
River.
every day we do a Bigfoot live talk for an hour. That's us right now.
Or some kind of live talk.
On Fridays, we do
Footprint Friday.
Footprint Friday, where it's us out in the woods actually doing research and things that we do, because we're not just pretty personality. No, we
are not pretty personalities at all.
Oh, we are actual Bigfooters. We do go out into the woods. We do research, and
we do it full time, and we fund it ourselves. So please like, subscribe, share, give us your super chats, join our YouTube channel, go to Patreon, all the things, because every little tiny bit helps. And we also partner with the Fallen Outdoors to take vets out into nature and to experience squatching expeditions for themselves.
Yeah, and next Tuesday will be next Terrific Tuesday will be one of those adventures.
Yes, it will. So as always, what are you doing?
I don't know. What are you doing?
I'm waiting for you to put the thing up, because remember that our job is to explain our job is to investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
So again, please like, subscribe. Thank you for putting up with us. We will see you next week. So until that time, you keep watching, and
we'll keep squatching.
Bye.
Go out and find Bigfoot, my friends.